Hey, it's me again, Camille Armstrong of Better Parent, Better Future. So I'm sharing a story with you, darlings. One of those things, I've been talking about spreading generational mud. The things that are not as beneficial that we pass on to the next generation without knowing. I'm going to share one of my stories. My mother used to always say something about me coloring outside the lines. I colored outside the lines. Can you believe it? This guy. Well, I was the colorer outside the lines, okay? It was hard for me to stay in. It's just like it's hard for me to stay in one profession or one facet of my life or one, I'm multifaceted, so it's hard for me to just stay in one thing. It's awesome to be able to move through these facets and say, "Ooh, cool. I can use this principle from this arena and then use it in here and implement it here, and this really just makes it that kind of unique experience, unique to me and my life experience and my multifacets." Anyway, that said, so I colored outside the lines, and my mother would always say something about it. But because she kept saying something about it, what she didn't realize was that she was programming me. What we say to our children, we're over and over and over again. This is the daily movie that we're watching and listening to. It gets programmed. And so she colored outside the line. I colored outside the line. She would always comment about it. "Oh, here you go. You're coloring outside the line." She would always say something about it, make a comment, make a joke. And so for a very long time, anytime I went to color outside the lines, anytime I went to color, I would color with, children that I cared for, children I nannied, children that I raised, my children. I would color and get really nervous. I would hear my mother in the back of my mind saying that I'm going to color outside the lines. And guess what I would do? Color outside the lines and feel horrible that I did it. It's so crazy. Now, something that's smaller, like I learned to, okay, so maybe I'm not that perfect with coloring, but I paint. Maybe I just was a natural painter and not necessarily a colorer. But the point is, I had to find out why. And the why for my mother was that she was a fashion designer. So she did patterns, and she did, what are they called? I would say patterns and designs, and she would have to color them. They would have to be perfect. And so she was coming from that perspective. But as a child, I don't know that. All I know is what I hear over and over and over again. So I would get sort of anxious when I colored, which is so silly because it's something as simple and fun as coloring. And later on, I found out the why, so I really wasn't as anxious anymore. But I say all of this to say that we do not know what we really have to be careful with what we're saying to our children over and over and over again. It may seem like it's something silly, but once we're saying it over and over and over again, once we start repeating it, now we are programming it into our child's brains, into their perception, into who they believe that they are. So that's something we have to really, really be careful about. That's it. That's my value for the day. See you next time, folks.